charia ciaraika na ndirĩ wendo hana ta rũthuku kana ngengere gambaga ya gũthwo hana ta rũthuku kana ngengere gambaga ya gũthwo wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ ingĩkorwo no ũhoti wa kũratha ngamenya maũndũ mothe marĩ hitho-inĩ na ndirĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ ingĩgĩa na wĩtĩkio ũngĩthamia irĩma na ndirĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ itarĩ wendani ndirĩ bata ona hanini itarĩ wendani ndirĩ bata ona hanini wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ ningĩona ingĩheana indo ciakwa na mwĩrĩ wakwa ũcinwo na ndirĩ wendani ndirĩ ũndũ ingĩguna naguo wendani nĩ ũkiragĩrĩria nĩ ũtuganaga wendani ndũrĩ wĩru mwĩgatho ona kana mwĩtĩo wendani ndũrĩ wĩru mwĩgatho ona kana mwĩtĩo wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wehunjia mũno no tarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wehoya mũno no tarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wendani ndũgathira morathi magathira thiomi nĩgathira ona ũgĩ ũthire no wendani ndũgathira wendani ndũgathira morathi magathira thiomi nĩgathira ona ũgĩ ũthire no wendani ndũgathira wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ wendo nĩ Ngai Ngai nĩ wendo ũtarĩ wendo no wĩra wa tũhũ
Good morning, Kenya Diaspora Media. We are checking the mic and I think now it's working. Good morning from wherever you're tuning in. Karibu, karibu, karibu. Karibu Gladys Jamison, and let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear. Karibu sana. Good morning, Kenya Diaspora Media. Good morning. I'm still checking the audio, and if you're there, please let me know whether you can hear me okay. Karibuni sana for those who are joining me. Let me know where you're joining from. My name is Esther from Leicester. Karibuni sana. Thank you for joining us this morning, and yes, thank you sana. Karibu. Wedonegai. Love is God. God is love. And that's an opening beautiful song from our own CEO, Jeremy Damaris. And today we are talking about love. Love, how to be in love and to stay in love. So from wherever you're joining me, Karibu sana. We are Facebook Live, we are on YouTube Live. Karibu sana. Please do download our app and get to know what it is that goes on Kenya Diaspora Media. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can follow us on Facebook so that you can catch up with these beautiful topics that come sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, but our days are full. Every time we have something for you. So karibu sana, wedone gai ne wedo, and then I'll be recognizing those who are joining us this morning from where I am. It's a cool, beautiful morning. Colville is nice and cool. This is Leicester, Esther from Leicester, and the program is Spices of Life, and we've been talking about the well-being, and today I wanted to look at the topic of love, and that's why this song is really meaningful in this particular session. Karibu sana. Thank you so much. Good morning, Gladys Jamison, and good morning, Kuki Wangendo. Yeah, some of the issues will be dealt with, but not really here at the moment. This is Spices of Life, and I want to cultivate love for this particular moment, but we love you, Kiki Wangendo. However much you're feeling, however much the grievances could be, we still love you, and I do love you. So this morning, good morning from wherever you're tuned in. And yes, there is room for forgiveness, and there is room for talking as well. So karibu sana for this morning. Karibu sana. Kiki Wangendo.
No tari wendo no vira watu weda nido gadira morathi magadira yomine gadira
so much for joining me. This is Spices of Life. My name is Esther from Leicester. Karibu sana for joining me this particular morning. Like I said, it's a very beautiful morning. And one of the things I'm talking about this morning is to do with love. Okay, sometimes we take this subject of love so lightly and we think we know what it is. You know, the Bible talks about it, we talk about it, we fall in love and we think we've fallen in love. So I want just to clarify a few things on how to be in love, but I will speak out of my own experiences. So please do not make a conclusion yet, because we need to be able to talk about this subject of love, you and I, to be able to understand it a little bit better. And I'm not just talking about being in love for those who are loving each other as lovers, or the kind of love that is drawn by sexual intimacy. That's not the kind of love I'm talking about. I want us to be able to talk about true love. It's not the products of love that we assume are the products of love. This morning, I want us to look at love from a different angle. So karibu sana from wherever you're joining in. Karibu sana, let me know, and then we will be able to chat together. Like I said, I'm on YouTube Live and I'm on Facebook Live, and karibu sana, karibu sana. So if I miss some of the comments, I'll try and make sure I don't miss anything. Shiro Amami, karibu sana, karibu sana. Your comment was hidden, but now I can be able to see it. And then on the other side, let's see who is coming in as well. Jasmine Mungi, karibu sana. And you're saying you're tuned in and you're following. And then Moses Kokach, how is the heat over there? The heat over here has calmed down. It's cool, and it's very cool now. We are right back to the normal weather, and we are approaching autumn, so it's nice and cool. It's nice and cool. So thank you so much for joining me, all of you, from wherever you're tuning in from. Karibuni sana. Today we are talking about the subject of love, and I really would like to talk about the subject of love from my own experiences, in a way, because one of the days I was listening to a program and they were trying to explain some of the ways we love, some of the ways we can be in love and stay in love, cultivating love and all that. And it's beautiful. All the ideas given are very good. But I want us to revisit our own life, you and I, and maybe think about, when is the first time you heard or you tried to understand the subject of love? When was it that you first started to understand the subject of love? When was it? And before we go there, let me just put this song again. God is love, love is God, and then we will be able to continue. Karibu sana. Welcome back. My name is Esther from Leicester, and I do care, and that's why this particular morning, when it's a bank holiday in the UK, I am here right in front of my screen to bring you the good news of love, the good news of love. Why? It's because I talk about well-being. I talk about purpose in life. I talk about all those aspects of life that can make us live a more healthier life. Like I said, my name is Esther from Leicester, and you're tuning in all the way from United Kingdom, and this program is Spices of Life. I hadn't advertised it yet, because I always believe that you are the one who is meant to listen to this program, the person that has tuned into this program. And I say today, I want to talk a little bit from my own personal experiences, and then based on that, we can be able now to discuss a little bit about this subject of love. Now, when I think about it personally, I think we must start from a place of self-awareness. Yes, I did. I have just asked that question. When is the first time you ever heard about the topic of love, and what did you think about it? What did you think about it? And if you didn't hear about it, what do you think about the subject of love and the way we talk about it and the way we perceive it and the way, yes, maybe we live it out? So personally, I can't quite remember very well when I really heard about the subject of love or when I looked around and thought, this is love, right? But I can remember the stage where I started being infatuated with love. Yeah, teenage years, when you start falling in love, you fall in love, you think you're falling in love, you're attracted to a certain boy is attracted to you, and you think maybe that is love. Maybe it is love, I don't know, but for me that wasn't love at all. I would clearly say I was just attracted to someone and someone was attracted to me, and we thought we were falling in love. Okay, now why I'm saying that is not particularly love, there was no commitment, and even if there was commitment to some of the people, maybe you had commitment. Mine, the way it started, there was no commitment on my side, there was no commitment on the other side, and therefore the only thing we were looking out for is looking out for ourselves. The hormones were rising for the boys, the hormones were rising for the girls, and of course we are growing and we are going for an adventure. So that is not really love. I can't call it love. I can say it's a form of infatuation. It's a form of infatuation. So please let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear so that I can continue, because I don't want to be talking to the screen, just the screen myself, and not really being got out there. So if you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know. Yeah, I think I should play the song again just to make sure the audio is playing loud and clear. Okay, let's get into this subject of love. Number one, for you to be in love and to be in love and stay in love or become in love, yes, I think we need to start from the point of self-awareness. I know. We need to start from the point of self-awareness. Most of us, even at this age where we are struggling, to really still understand what is love, even when we are older and mature, because maybe we've never really sat down and reflected on the subject of love and what it is all about. So number one, I would say let's start from the point of self-reflection, being self-aware and being able to understand what is it that we are looking for in matters of love. What is it that we expect? And is it the reality or is it realistic? That thing that we are expecting from other people when we say we want them to love us, or when we want to love other people, that thing that we give, is that what they really, really expect? So we need to be able to understand the subject of love, first of all, before we can be able to be in love and also to receive love. Yes, you can be in love, but you may not be also ready to receive the love. You can be thinking you're in love. Like when I was saying these moments of infatuation when you're younger. So you can be thinking, I am falling in love. I am falling in love. Maybe the other person may not be even attracted to you, but you think they could be attracted, or you think there is something that you can do so that they can also be attracted to you. So number one, we should start with our self-reflection. What is it that we want as love? What is it that we are looking out for when we talk about love? Are we willing also to give the same love? So be in love and then be able to outpour that particular love. So when I was thinking about how to go about the topic, I didn't even go into much research. I just thought about myself and I thought, what is it that could be classified as true love? Yes, affection is good. It's a type of a love. Agape is a type of a love. Brotherly love is a type of a love. Any other romantic love is a type of a love. But what is actually to love and to be loved. In my previous topics, I've said about having a passion in life, and not really a passion, having a purpose in life. And when you have a purpose in life, there must be a value that you're looking out for to serve that purpose, either to add that value to or to get that value from something. But you must have something that is making you to be able to pursue that purpose that you have in life. And every one of us, each one of us has a purpose in life. And when we have that purpose in life, I always say it's a purpose that serves a need. It's a purpose that serves a need. There must be a need somewhere. Okay, if we have a need to be loved, and I know this is a need everybody has, if you have a need to be loved, then we know that there is a source of love somewhere. And then we also, or rather, we are expecting there is a source of love somewhere. And on the other hand, we also are expected to give that love, because once you take it in, then you need to be able to give it out. Once you take it in, you need to be able to give it out as well, because as you empty the cup, then the cup is ready to be filled again with the same or with similar things that you have poured out. If it's a cup that you're using for tea, then you pour in tea, you serve the tea, and then again it's empty and it has to be refilled. Now, one of the things I would say, love and being in love is a process. It's not a one moment thing. It's a process. Just like I've explained with that cup of tea. Rest, you have a cup, you fill it up with tea, the tea is drunk or taken in, and then the cup is empty again, you have to fill it in. So it's something that we have to work out on. I mean, we have to work hard about. We must put an effort, and not just once, but continuously. We have to put that in continuously. When I talk about self-reflection, I'm talking about thinking, right? So when you're allowing the mind to be filled in with the thoughts of love, when you're allowing your mind to be filled in with what is it that love is about, and look at it from a good point of view, that it's something that is of value, then you can be able to fill your mind with it. But unfortunately, our minds, like the cup, they don't hold thoughts all the time there. So they come in and go, they come in and go. So for you to make an effort to be in love or to stay in love, it's a conscious effort to think about this person or this thing that you want to love. Okay, let me give you a perspective. I want to be able to love myself, and I want to be able to love another person. But before, of course, I love another person, I must learn how to love myself. But what is that like? What is that like? For me as a Christian, I have to start thinking from the point of view of God and seeing like God created me with a lot of love, and that's why he created me to be special, to be unique the way I am, and then he created an earth where I could occupy. And once he has done that, according to the Bible, we fell into sin. God created another plan to rescue us, to be able to set us free from ourselves by the sacrifice of Jesus dying on the cross for us. What am I trying to say? There is a source of this love. If there is no source of this love, then we cannot expect anything. In the same way we expect love from one another, those other expectations are the sources. But where can we get the perfect example of love except from the one who created us? And that's God who created us. So if we set our priorities right, if we set our source to be right, then we can be able now to start tapping that love and learn from that example. We can be able to learn from that example. That example of love, it's creative. It is very creative love. So excuse me because I need to clear my throat a little bit. Yes. What I'm trying to say is this, that there is a source of love, and we need to know about that source of love. We need to be able to know about that source of love, and once we know about that source of love, then we can be able to tap from that love. If we do not know the source of that love, then we wouldn't be able to effectively pour that love. So thank you so much, Musamba Mbao, for joining in, and thank you so much, Peris Waihumbo, for joining in. And you're saying volume iko sawa kabisa. Asante sana. Shiromoiro, you're saying you're loud and clear. And Peris Wahumbu, you're saying you're watching from Nairobi, which is very beautiful. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. And then Moses Kokachi, you're saying you're very, very clear. Thank you. Asanteni sana. So sometimes I talk here, and because of the changes in the network, sometimes I forget to switch the audio. So asanteni sana for letting me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Now, let me try to start very fresh. If you do not understand yourself, then it would be not easier for you to understand the concept of love and the point at which you started thinking about love. It can be very, very difficult because we define love by all the other things that we think love is about. We define them by the things that either we've been told or we've learned around life. That's the way we define it. But we need to be able to define it from the perfect source of love. We need to be able to define it from the perfect source of love. And the perfect source of love, according to me, is the one who created it. Now, he invested. So love needs an investment. He invested in us a life. So when you talk about matters of love, there is an investment there. There is an investment. So God gave us a life. And he gave us a life in terms of the time he has given us in this life. So he gives us a period of life, a period of a time that we will live in this earth. And therefore, out of that time, we can be able to serve the purposes that he has set for each one of us. You know, Jesus was given a time. By the time he was 33, between 30 and 33, he had served his purpose, and we're still talking about him. You and I have been given time. So when it comes to love, even when we want to invest that love into other people or into ourselves or into God, we need to think of it in terms of love. How much time are you giving this God? How much time are you giving this person that is Esther, yourself, that you're saying you love? How much time are you giving to the other person? Because it's always important, again, to set the priorities right. So I normally say, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and everything. When you learn how to love God, then you can be able to love this creature that is yourself, or this creature that is the other person, to love them, because you're tapping this love from the omnipotent God, the God who has omnipower. So you can be able to tap that love from that side and be able to give it to yourself and be able to give to the other people. Again, if you don't have a source, if you cannot plug in the power, then there's no way you can be able to operate in power, because you will be flat. There will be no power in you. So tap the power, pour it into your heart, and then after pouring it into your heart, give it out. So accept that God loves you, and he loves you with an everlasting love. He loves you to the extent that he is able to send his own son in the likeness of Jesus, or in Jesus Christ, and he's able to sacrifice his love for us. So the value there, the value of love there, is the time. And I always take that and say, if something is worth loving, then I need to invest my time in that thing. If something is worth putting every effort there and time, then it actually has something meaningful in my life. So today, this morning, where are you spending most of your love? Where are you spending most of your time? Think about where you're spending your time most of the time. And that's where your love is. That's where one aspect of your love is. Okay. Now, the other thing I would say, when we love, it's important that we have a passion for it. We need to create a passion for it. We need to create, like I said, time and space for it. Because if we do not do that, then we cannot quite explain what is that love. And when I was looking at that, I was saying, passion needs to go also hand in hand with compassion. How much do you care about the person? How much do you care about this person that is yourself? How much do you care about this person that is God? How much do you care about? These are the person that you're supposed to give your love to. So if you really care, then you will create, or rather you will have a passion for this person. You will be thinking about them. You will be wanting to do things around and about them. You will be wanting to say things about them. So you will have a passion for loving. You will have a passion for pouring your heart, pouring your mind, pouring your time. Yeah, you will have that passion really growing in you. And one of the ways we do become passionate, it's by something is giving me a problem here. By being passionate is by pouring our hearts to this person. So we talk to them with love. We kind of pour our mind to them and tell them the good things that we are thinking about them. Now, remember, like I said, I am the cup, I am the vessel. I must, first of all, contain this love. If I don't contain this love, I won't be able to give it out. If I don't contain this love, I wouldn't be able to share. So love must be received first before it is being given. The same, passion must be built from inside out, because you've received this seed of love in you. Then it can, or it will help to create a passion in you, so that this passion can be able to be given to another person. So you can be able to love passionately. You can be able to also add compassion on it, Compassion is another degree of love. You are so in love, or rather loving that person to the extent you don't want them to lose their life. You don't want them to go in the wrong direction. You don't want them to, miss out on the eternal life. You don't want them to miss out on the good things of life. You don't want them to miss out on the good things of life after this. So I've talked about a few items. I've talked about time. That's one of the investments. So if you say you love someone, how much time are you investing in that person? Then I'm saying it's important that we create a passion, or have a passion in the way we love, so that we can become compassionate, or rather we can become passionate and compassionate. Both of them go hand in hand. But I said at the beginning, it must start from self-reflection, self-awareness, knowing what is it that is love, and how do you define love. For a long time I've waited for this butterfly feel. I have waited for this feeling, some flow of feeling. No. It's a conscious decision that you make about love. Yeah, it's a mind that you give to it, a thought that you give to it. If you give the thoughts to it, then you are able to really, really love. When I was growing up, I was also looking around my friends. I've been observing them, and I've seen those who were really interested, for example, in the subject of marriage. They thought that I want to have a good wedding, and I don't want to have sex before marriage. I want it to be after the wedding. They set their mind to those weddings, and they did them, and most of them have established marriages. But for some of them, for my friends, some of them who didn't quite understand what it was all about, they were driven by other aspects. I can tell you right now, those marriages didn't last for a long time. And for some, again, they never even got into that marriage relationship. What am I trying to bring relationships and marriage here? Because there is a set mind, the way you set your mind, the thing that you pursue. If you want to pursue love today, you will set your mind to pursue that particular love. You will set your mind to do and to say the things that pertains that love. You will set your mind as a goal and a vision to be able to pursue it, so that it can bring this completeness. I don't know whether I'm making sense, but from my point of view, I do understand what it is that I want to convey this particular morning. So don't tell me that you are in love if you're not spending time with that person that you're in love with. If you're not investing your time in that person or in that thing, don't tell me you love that thing, because it's not true. Okay, if also you say that you really do care about this person and you don't have the passion, then again, I don't think that is quite true. So Lucinduta, you're saying you're tuned in. Karibu sana Lucinduta. Thank you so much. Karibu sana for tuning in. Asante sana. And Musambambao, you say you're continuing to watch, which is very good. And Alice Njuguna, you're saying well saying. And Nancy Mungai, you're saying you're tuned in. Karibu sana. Asanteni sana for those comments that are keep coming. Let them keep coming so that we can be able to discuss this subject together. Okay. I have already spoken about the self-awareness. If you really want to know the subject of love, be aware, be self-aware, have the meaning, the true meaning about what it is. Be ready to invest time, because if you're not investing time, then I don't think you really do love, okay? And then the passion. And then the other issue I was saying is that there is a point of sacrifice. There is no true love that doesn't have a sacrificial point. We must be able to sacrifice. Again, time is of the essence here. Sacrifice time, sacrifice things, do things sometimes even when you don't feel like doing them. Yeah, because you love, then you can be able to sacrifice. You can even be ready to die for this person that you love. Jesus died for us. He was ready to die for us. Are you ready to die for this thing that you say you really love, or for this person that you say that you really love? Okay, I will give you again the example from a personal perspective, So if I really care about Esther, if I really care about this person that is called Esther, if I care about this spirit person that is in me that is called Esther, then I would sacrifice things in the physical world to be able to save this soul or to save this spirit. And that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, even before I sacrifice for anybody else, then I must be able to sacrifice something in the physical life to be able to save my soul. The Bible says even if I own the whole world, yes, and I lose my soul, then it means nothing. I need to be able to save my soul first. I need to be able to pour that love into Esther first, right? And then again, the cup example comes in. Unless my cup receives, I'm not able to pour out to another love, to another person. Now, when I have received the love, when I have accepted the love, when I have sacrificed that love to save this soul, then I can be able to redirect another person in the same way. And I can also be able to sacrifice something towards showing love or giving love to the other person. Hopefully, I'm making sense, and hopefully this topic is going to have a meaning in you just the same way it's having a meaning in me. I've been thinking deep about it, because I used to think love is, again, like I was saying, it's this feeling that you have. Yes, there's the affection that comes with it, but it's not necessarily what it is exactly, right? We need to look for a value. We need to look for a value that love adds, of a value that we also can be able to add to other people. And when we see this value, then we can be able to practice love more effectively. And one of the values, like I said at the very beginning, God created us and he gave us a life. So the value of life is one of the aspects that love should save. The aspect of life is one of the things or the values that love should be trying to be upholding and saving. So if you value your life, if you value somebody else's life, then you're going to love them and help them to cultivate this love and to keep this life alive. Thankfully, in our faith, there is life now and there is life eternal. There is life now and there is life eternal. So we can start the journey. We can start the journey right now here on earth to be able to extend that love to eternity, because God has given us love to eternity. Now, the other aspect I want to talk about is the subject of commitment. Commitment. One of the areas that we fail when it comes to be in love and staying in love is that aspect of commitment. If we cannot commit to taking care of this person that is Esther, I say about self-love, but don't selfishly love yourself. Yeah, it's not just about you. I'm talking about the love that you do not hold in. It's the love that you give out. Once you receive, you're willing to give out. It's like you overflow with it. You just overflow with it. Okay. So the subject is how to be in love, and it's part of being the well-being. So when you are feeling well, if your well-being is protected, if you're growing in love, if you know that you're cared for, then you're able to give to another person. But there is that aspect of commitment. This thing doesn't take place just that easy. No, 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 no. Those people who are in a marriage, in a relationship, they can tell you it means a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of commitment to you for you to stay in a workable relationship. So marriage is for those who are thinking about in the aspect of marriage. People say marriages work, but it's people who work on marriages. You must work on that relationship. If you can be able to work on that relationship, if you're able to commit day by day, moment by moment, then it's going to overflow with love. So love, yes, is also a subject of commitment. If there is no commitment, then there is no love as such. Now, in all the aspects, when I've been looking at this, I'm looking at it from the spiritual point of view. You know, I've looked at it in the sense that God has poured his love to us through his Son, Jesus Christ, and through the power of the Holy Spirit. Today, we operate because our own spirits have been set apart to operate within the essence, or rather within the covering of the Holy Spirit, and we can be able to operate out of love because the Holy Spirit of God is helping our own spirit to be able to grow in love. In the physical life, there are things we do. There are things we do, there are things we have to say so that this love is activated. There are things we have to kind of get ourselves into doing. So like if somebody lives in another town, then catch the bus and go and see them. If somebody is hungry, then get them some food. Those are some of the aspects that we do when it comes to loving people in the physical sense. Again, you look, the aspect of time is there. God gave us life, and that life is sustained in us for a period of time. That is in the spiritual sense. And then God has given us a physical environment to live in. And through this physical environment, we are able to share our lives with one another. We are able to give the things that we have, the material things that we have, we can be able to share in the spaces that we have them. Now, when it comes to the knowing, you know, like I said, it's important that you self-reflect and get to understand the meaning of it. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to be in love? What does it mean to remain in love? You need to be able to know these things. Once you know, then you can be able to put them into the practical aspects of it. So you can be able to put them in the physical aspect of our lives, and then we can be able to practice our faith in the spiritual life, because now we know what it really means by intellectually or cognitively knowing what it actually means. If we do not know what it means, if we assume that we know, if we go by other people's understanding of what they know, or if we go as per what we thought it used to be without going deeper into understanding what it is, then it becomes problematic. We can mistake it for infatuation, we can mistake it for lust, we can mistake it for anything else. Now, the moment I opened my mouth this morning, I don't know, maybe you are already thinking about love in different contexts, as in falling in love in the teenage days, or falling in love because you are going into a relationship of marriage. Yes, relationships are good, they are built very well. But one of the most important relationships that we should be building is the relationship with ourselves and God, the relationships with ourselves, and the relationship with other people. If we cannot be able to win the first two, the third one really becomes a bit of a problematic. So what was I saying? I was saying we need to win love in our spiritual sense. We need to win love in our physical sense, and we need to be able to know. And once we know, we need to be able to put it into practice. Now, the currency of love flows because all the other stages have been won. Because we have received, we can be able to give. Because we know where it comes from, then we can go and source it from there. We can go and plug it in again and be able to get that love. We need to be able to be self-aware again, like I'm saying. Now, when it comes now to the practicalities of love, of course, emotions come in. Yes, we are talking about affection. Yes, it's important that as we have the passion, like I was saying, the passion can feel like there is that affection you're drawn to. So you can be drawn to God because you know God is your source. You can be drawn to the spirit person in you and be able to love that person because you want to save that person. Remember the compassion. You can be drawn to other people. Yeah, once you're drawn into other people and feel something for them, that's very important because emotions are part and parcel of our lives. If we don't have those feelings of affection or some kind of feeling towards the other person, again, that can be problematic because at some point we need to be able to know. After knowing, then we need to be able to bring them into the realities of life. And there's nothing wrong with feeling that we love this person, feeling that we love God, and feeling that I, Esther, love Esther, the Esther that is within me. Now, last but not least, I would like to say relationships are important to be maintained. Like I said, the most important relationship for you to maintain is that relationship with God. It is difficult sometimes because it's a faith-based kind of relationship. It's a kind of relationship that you have to set your mind to it. You have to set your heart to it. If you don't set your heart to it, if you don't set your mind to it, it can be very difficult to understand, to carry out. So we need to be able to work that relationship out. The next relationship is to work out your relationship with yourself. How much do you care about this inner person that keeps whispering about you? They want your attention. Are you giving them? Are you giving them the attention? Yeah, the attention is the other aspect. When I talked about time, it's how much time you're spending with someone. Okay, so attention is very important. Give attention to this inner person that is crying for love. They want to be in love. And once you have been in love with them, then you are willing to save them. And then, last but not least, the other people come in, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children, whether it's your friend, whether it's your community. It's out of receiving that we can be able to build this other relationship. Remember, I said it's important that we put time in it. It's important that we have a passion for it. And in passion, we also have compassion. Okay. It's important that we sacrifice. And it is important that we build relationships. And it's important that we know where this is coming from. So, I hope I've been able to kind of bring out the subject of love in the way I understand it. I think when I think about my young age, when I was younger, I don't tend to think when I first knew about love or anything. I think I've come to understand love as I've grown older. That's when I've come to understand a little bit about love. That's when I've come to understand a bit of love. But it's important that we understand what it is actually meaning to be able to apply it to ourselves and to be able to apply the same love to other people. Otherwise, thank you so much, Michael, for joining in. And Moses Kokach, you're saying it's making sense. So let's not be mistaken that love is just those butterflies that we feel. Let's not be mistaken that it's all lovey-dovey all the time. Let's not be mistaken that it's the thing that makes us want to, sleep with someone, or that is lust. Let's not be mistaken that the love that we had at teenage age, that is love. Let's not even be mistaken by, when some people are giving too much, that is love. No. We must make a conscious decision, first of all, to reflect what is it that can make out love? What is the value of love? And I believe, as I close, life is the most important value that can help us to love and love genuinely. So thank you so much, Lucy Gilbert. You're saying you're following. Asante sana. So Jasmine Morigi, asante sana also for joining in if I hadn't mentioned your name earlier on. Asante ni sana. As I'm about to close, I hope this subject of love is making sense. And if it doesn't, please ask a question and leave a comment here. Then we can always get back and try to have a look again and see whether we actually do understand the subject of love. Let's work on the spiritual aspect of winning with love. Then let's work on the physicality of it. But all these also start with the knowing and understanding what it is love. That's the wisdom aspect of it. And then we need to be able to put it into practice as a currency. Receive, let it go. Receive, let it go. Receive, let it go. But it's a matter of commitment. We have to really work hard at it. And then it's okay to have the emotions and the feelings that you do feel that you love this person. And last but not least, let's work on that relationship. Let's work on those relationships with God, the relationship with your spirit person, and relationship with other people. Otherwise, asanteni sana. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a wonderful day. And again, I will put this song that is a wonderful song from our CEO, and it's a wonderful song that tells you love from the point of view of God. Asanteni sana. Karibuni sana.
Kana dire wendo hana taruduku kana gegerere gabaga ya gudu hana taruduku kana gegerere gabaga ya gudu wendo ni gai wendo otare wendo no vera tu wendo ni gai wendo otare wendo no vera tu. Itale wenda ni dire fatona nini itale wenda ni dire fatona nini wendo de gai wendo otale wendo no era tu wendo de gai wendo otale wendo no era tu. Kwa usino na dire wenda ni dire odoige unanago wenda ni nyokira gereria ni otugana wenda ni dore weiru mwegatho ona kana mweteo wenda ni dore weiru mwegatho ona kana mweteo. Wenda ni dogadira morathi magadira yomine gadira ona oge odire no wenda ni dogadira wenda ni dogadira morathi magadira yomine gadira ona oge odire no wenda ni dogadira wenda ni gai wendo otari wendo no wera tu wendo ni gai wendo otari wendo no wera tu.
sana JD, asante sana, asante sana, asante sana.